Well, there's a lot that's been said about Disney World and its price hikes, and really justifiably so on many of the things that they've been doing. Well, there's a new restaurant that is opening up at Disney World on the Boardwalk that has, I guess you could say, some exorbitant pricing perhaps on some of the menu items that were just recently released. So I figure let's read through these and talk about them, because some of them are pretty wild. So we have an article here from WDW News Today that talks about this. So we're going to, again, read through this and get some thoughts. So hi, I'm Jared with Capture the Magic. And the headline is $23 egg sandwich, $26 cake slices, and $32 hamburger revealed on Cake Bake Shop menu at Walt Disney World. So I'm not going to read I'm just going to go through the menu stuff. But basically, this is a new restaurant that has opened that was under construction for a long time that is just not open yet, but it's getting ready to open. Now, before we begin, to be fair, this is not a Disney-owned restaurant. So they're not setting these prices. This is an independently owned and operated establishment. And, of course, you know, when you're talking theme park pricing with food, like, it is higher than you will pay outside of a theme park, understandably so. That's just kind of the way it is. You know, if you go to a Starbucks that's outside of Disney World or Universal Studios, it's going to be cheaper for the coffee there versus the ones in the theme park. That's pretty much, again, people expect that. But some of these menu prices are, I'm interested to see how people will react to these and like how this place will do. So we'll get into the menu here. So you've got cinnamon toast brioche bites, $24. Like, okay. Waffles and pancakes starting at $22. I suppose you can make a really good waffle or pancake. I don't believe these are going to be unlimited, like say at your local IHOP, but okay, that's a little high for those. Eggs. An egg sandwich is $23. Eggs any style is $26. Eggs Benedict is $34, and crab cake egg Benedict is $42. Now, I know you're going in a restaurant, they make things a certain way, but I can go get a box full of eggs at my Costco. I believe I can get like 48 or if not more eggs in there for like $10 or less, even with the price of eggs have gone up. So I kind of always feel like eggs have a ceiling. It's only so much you can do with an egg, but in their defense, maybe it's exceptionally good. I don't know. You have a salad that they spell with an E for $26. Now, where it gets pretty wild to me, children's breakfast, bacon and eggs is $18. Belgian waffles, $18. Like everything on the kids menu is $18. This, by the way, this is like the breakfast brunch menu part. The croissants and everything start at $26 and go up from there. You have a la carte, bacon, $8, sausage, $8, toast is $4. A all butter croissant is $12. Then you get into the sandwiches and the $20, they start at $23. It's not insane for a sandwich, but you're getting up there. I mean, I don't know how big these things are, but you know, that's pretty high for sandwiches as well. But the one that gets me, classic burger with pommes frites, I'm guessing those are kind of like fries, $32. Unless this thing is like Wagyu beef or is the most amazing burger you could ever have, I have a hard time believing $32 is worth it for a burger. You know, I still contend the best theme park burger that I've had in terms of a restaurant on property is Steakhouse 71, which I think does around the $20-some range, which is still high for a burger. But again, that is the best burger I've had on Disney property for sure. And that's even kind of high for there. But a really good burger, Wimpy's over in Universal Studios at $16. That is like one of the top 3 burgers I've had in all theme parks. So, and that's a quick service. So I'm just saying that's crab cakes. That's very high. Crab cakes, $52. If you want a side of broccoli, it's $8. Side salad, $12. Now the children's menu, and this is getting into the lunch stuff. Buttered noodles is $18. Grilled cheese, everything in the kids menu is $18. Just noodles alone. So if you get a kid grilled cheese and noodles, you're looking at your children alone being over $30 for one of them, let alone, you know, if you have multiple children. You're getting up there in the pricing. You got your cocktails in the 26 range. Like that's still, it's a lot for cocktails, but okay, you're paying for a cocktail. You know, those can be kind of high as well. Beer prices, $12. I mean, that's nothing too crazy. But where I look at this and some of it is just eye popping. Hot chocolate is $10. Whole milk, just milk is $8. Chocolate milk is $9. I mean, $8 for milk. I mean, with the milk prices now, that's at least 2 gallons of milk you could get for $8, unless this is a massive amount of milk you're getting. That is wild pricing. And then other drinks you have, iced tea is $9. Coke Zero is $8. Diet Coke is $8. Like soda prices being $8. And this just is the point of almost gratuitous in terms of the pricing here. And then we look at their cakes, which is what they're really known for. And apparently these are not very large slices of cake. You're talking at minimum, they're starting at $22 for a slice of cake, let alone getting an entire cake, just a slice being $22. And then if you want wine and things, those are going to be even more expensive, which isn't a shock there. But I was curious. This is, I don't know if it's a chain, but they have more restaurants around the country. I figured I want to see how the pricing is, at a place that's outside of a theme park. And here, this is the location that they have in Indiana. And not everything is identical, but you're going to notice the prices are much less. And then we go down to like the salads. Those are still kind of, $18, whatever. But you go down to the burgers and sandwiches. Those are $18. Like most of these are the low 20s. And then the burger, classic burger with the same fries, is $25. So it's $7 more to get it at Disney World. Now, it's not unheard of that you have higher prices at theme parks, obviously. Again, if you go to a Starbucks outside of property, it's going to be cheaper than versus on a theme park side. But even these prices are pretty high. And then you look at the kids menu. I mean, most of these things are $13, $15. Like, it's still up there, but it's not the $18 across the board for everything. And you look at the drinks, like their hot chocolates are $8. It's still $8 for milk. I mean, it's insane, but whole milk is $5. So your pricing outside of Disney World is a little bit more, I guess you could say, reasonable. But I bring this up because a lot of people have been talking about this. It is a shock. And even to the people, like, we have a podcast group and where people talk about this. And basically everybody across the board was like, it's insane, these prices. And you're seeing this being talked about. I'm really curious how this restaurant will do. Now, on the boardwalk, you have multiple food options around here. Next to this, you have an ice cream place. You have a quick service area, like a bakery grab and go on the boardwalk. You've got little stands. Like, there's not a shortage of food around the boardwalk to begin with. This kind of gives me NBA Experience vibes, where, if you remember that, they built that over in Disney Springs. It didn't last very long. And one of the reasons was it was expensive. I don't remember how much it was. I want to say it's $15 to $20. It may have been more. I don't even remember. It may have been much more than that per person to do this experience. I remember going to try it, and they didn't have a video really. They just had employees dribbling basketballs, kind of telling you what you could do. And it didn't last very long because I don't think, A, there was much interest, and B, it was just expensive and nobody really understood what you were supposed to do. I don't know. I'm not saying this place is going to fail. I'm not saying this place is not good. All I'm saying is when you're talking about $23 for an egg sandwich and $32 for a hamburger on top of, you got your cake slices in the mid-20s and the kids menu, everything is at least $18. That's very high at at a place where things are already expensive. And again, a lot of things have been talked about with Disney's price hikes. And again, to their defense, they're not setting these prices, but this is not a good look for Disney because a lot of people aren't going to understand that necessarily this is not a Disney-owned establishment. This is a third-party vendor coming in here. They rent the space from Disney to put it in here. But I think for many people in the theme park setting are not going to necessarily understand that and just think, wow, this is, even more price hikes. Look how expensive all this stuff is. I mean, really, if you think about a family of 4 eating here and just having a typical meal, I mean, you easily could get into the mid 100s, if not $200 range, which almost gets into, and really the pricing is more of a table service, like signature dining type of establishment pricing here. I just have a lot of questions. I'm not saying, again, that this place is going to fail or that nobody's going to go here, but I imagine many people may take a peek at this menu, think about going here, and immediately go somewhere right down the boardwalk where you can get, basically, for the money you would pay here, you could essentially, even in a theme park setting, feast like a king and have way more pizza and croissants. And you're not even that far away from the World Showcase, where you can go over into the France Pavilion and get many of these menu items that are much cheaper, that are actually very good. And even those are priced higher than you would pay outside of a theme park. So I just have a lot of questions in terms of how this establishment is going to be received amongst the general theme park crowd, because I'm sure when it opens, it's going to be busy because, new restaurants are going to have your media, your influencers, all those people coming in. And I'm probably sure a lot of them are going to say it's really good. I mean, typically that's kind of how those things tend to go. And it very well could be good food here. But for your general theme park crowd who is, you're talking about people who are already weary of pricing, as in terms of we've talked about with inflation and the current economy, and Disney themselves have talked about how many people have been priced out of, Disney vacations, and how it's really difficult for a lot of their potential customer base or people visiting the parks, that the prices are something that is going to prohibit them from going. A place like this being stuck in the middle of this area, like, how is this going to be received? I don't, I'm not claiming to have the answers for this. I just have a lot of questions. And again, this is giving me NBA experience vibes in terms of, I'm not going to be shocked if these prices come down to maybe how they're priced outside of Disney World, because it's just so much more expensive than everything around it, and especially the items that you're getting. So again, they could be good, but pricing seems wild to me. I could be off base on this. I feel like, though, a lot of people agree with me, but I guess to bring to the attention that this establishment is going to open soon. If you would like to try it, be prepared for the menu prices here. This isn't a demo. I don't think that's going after me necessarily, but, it has its clientele, I'm sure. But either way, that is going to be it, though, for this video. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel, as we do lots of coverage here of Disney World, Universal Studios, Epic Universe, and pop culture. And let us know in the comments, what do you think about this and the pricing, and what do you think about the longevity of this establishment at Disney? And until next time, we will see you in the parks.